Ahsoka Episode 3 just dropped last night, and I'm going to give you guys my thoughts on it. Make sure to stay till the very end for my predictions on what we might see in the upcoming Episode 4. So in Ahsoka Episode 3, we start out right where we left off. In the ship, Sabine and Ahsoka have this kind of training montage, also not a montage. It's very shot-for-shot, fluent. Not a lot of quick cuts or time lapses or anything. This is very cool. This is kind of where that samurai aspect comes in that Dave Filoni was teasing when he was pitching the Ahsoka show to us. And I honestly thought this training session was pretty cool for what it was. Was it a little slow? Was it a little corny in parts? Yes, of course. But I think that adds a sort of charm to it that we aren't really used to in at least the recent Star Wars. It gave us a really good callback to Episode 4 when Luke is training with Obi-Wan. I don't know. I feel like this worked. I can see where it didn't work for some people, but overall, this beginning was very cool. We get to see some of Sabine's training. I like how they're not jumping right in with a lightsaber and using these kind of wooden sabers instead. And not only does this scene kind of show us Sabine's progress or lack thereof, which I like. I want her to be able to gain her force powers if she gets any, gain her lightsaber skills, and not just have them handed to her character. Anyways, like I was saying, not only does this scene show us that, it also shows us how powerful and strong in the Force Ahsoka is and has become. Now, if you've seen Clone Wars and Rebels and other things that Ahsoka appears in, such as Mandalorian, you know that Ahsoka is very powerful, but to the casual viewer, they might not know that. And this scene really shows that she can just move without a trace. She can attack without her opponent knowing. And that's something only the most skilled of Jedi can really do and execute well. So her showing that in the training shows us how powerful she is and what we can expect maybe in future episodes when she goes to, I don't know, into a battle with Shin or Merrick, the Inquisitor, anybody. But yeah, overall this beginning was pretty good, and it takes up a decent chunk of the episode. Ahsoka explains to Sabine, you can't just tap into the Force so easily. You have to feel it. It's in all of us. It's around us. Feel it. And Sabine tries with the little coffee mug or whatever they were sipping. It looked like they were taking shots of it. I don't know exactly what the liquid is. If anybody knows, please let me know in the comments. But Sabine came up unsuccessful in trying to bring the cup to her with the Force, which, again, is completely okay. She has to earn these powers. She has to work towards it. She's not going to just get the Force, and I honestly would be really disappointed if she did pull that cup to her with no struggle in this scene. Moving on, the middle chunk of this episode is Hera explaining to the New Republic officials what they need. They need ships, they need a fleet. Grand Admiral Thrawn has returned. He is not dead. Now, this request by Hera is met with some skepticism. Understandably, the council believes that Thrawn is dead. He has been disappeared for an extreme amount of years, along with Ezra. They think she just wants to go find Ezra and needs the New Republic resources for this. Obviously, Hera is not very impressed by this, gets a little upset, calms herself down, and takes it on the shoulder. However, something I got from this scene is I think Mon Mothma is a little skeptical that Thrawn might be alive. She thinks that Hera might not be fibbing, or why would she even bring this up just as a joke? Which is good. At least we have one character that is kind of in support of Hera and might at least give her that go ahead and we'll listen to her about her concerns. Moving on, we see Ahsoka, Sabine, and Huyang in the ship traveling through hyperspace when they get the news that they aren't going to get New Republic support and Hera will not be tagging along with them to this planet where they believe they can place the map and get to the world between worlds or this new beyond. Along the way, they are ambushed by Shin, Balin, and company. And this scene was great. Again, it takes up a good chunk of the episode, but in a great way. It gives us a old school style, almost prequel style space battle, something a lot of us have been itching for a while. In the sequels, there was a good amount of space battles. They were decent. Also, Mandalorian had some great moments in space, but this almost feels different. This feels very carefully crafted, very carefully choreographed. Every movement just feels like it clicks, and it felt good to watch. Again, I think the premise of Star Wars slips away from a lot of people, especially the creators nowadays. it's quite literally the name of the franchise, Star Wars. So when you have these amazing battles throughout the stars and the space with the ships and the lasers, you can't beat it. That's the name of the show. That's the name of the game. And if you carefully construct a good space battle, you can't beat it. And that's what I think we saw in this scene. Now, something else to take away from this space battle scene is Morgan Elsbeth, the now Night Sister that we know, has this hyperdrive ring that has like 6 hyperdrive reactors or something of the sorts on it. It's revealed from Hu Yang, which who knows what she's going to use this, I would call it a weapon for. I can only assume she is trying to hyperspace a Purgle to get into the New Beyond, which is crazy to think of, or she's just trying to use the ring itself to get her and her ship into the New Beyond and travel there through the routes of the Purgle that they know. But either way, that is a big wow. That was not expected. That was a good reveal. Hu Yang was being very, nitpicky about it. Oh, I'm not going to tell you. And it was really egging us on. And then it was revealed that she has this crazy hyperdrive ring. I thought that was cool. I can't wait to see how she uses this. She's definitely going to get to the New Beyond in this. And it also has a lot of blasters on it, as we saw almost take down Ahsoka's ship. Now, this was a short episode, so again, not a lot of crazy things in this episode, but the very end, we finally see Ahsoka, Sabine, and Hu Yang land on the planet. They kind of take cover and refuge within this red forest. I really love this planet. I forget the name of it at the moment, but I think it's one of my favorite planets so far. Yes, it's very basic, just with the red trees, but the vibe of it, the smog across the forest, the red forest, something about it just seems kind of sinister, but also calming at the same time. I can't wait to explore it more, probably in this next episode. Now, as we see where the episode ends, Baylan waits with his goons. I don't know if these are droids or people in armor, but they look pretty scary. He waits at the spot where the Night Sister, Morgan, showed him that they can travel to new galaxies at with the map, and he senses that the Jedi, as he calls them, are here and asks his goons to go hunt them down, and that is where the episode ends. Short episode for sure. It's kind of broken down into those 3 parts that I just covered: the training, the traveling / trying to get the New Republic support, and the star battle and landing on the planet finally. Where is this going to go in episode 4? So obviously we have 8 episodes of the Ahsoka show, and this will put us at about the halfway point next episode. And with everybody on this planet that can take you to the New Beyond or the world between worlds, I think that's where we're going to go. What I really want to see and what I think is going to happen is this kind of race to get there. We've got all the parties on the planet. We have Baylan, we have Shin, his goons. Morgan Elsbeth is out there, outside of the planet. She can probably get there in an instant. We have Ahsoka and Sabine there. Even Hera and the New Republic is aware of their whereabouts. Maybe they come into play somehow. But everybody is on this planet trying to get to the same place for different reasons, and there is going to be a conflict. Whether this comes as a Baylan versus Ahsoka fight or a rematch between Sabine and Shin would be great to see. She's had a little more training. She's obviously not going to put the nail in her coffin, but maybe she can stand a little bit more of a chance before escaping or before Ahsoka steps in to help. I really do think that is what we're going to get in episode 4, some kind of battle, some type of space race to get to the New Beyond, and I think somebody is going to be successful with it by the end of the episode, whether that is the protagonist or the antagonist. I think we're going to get our first glimpse into this different galaxy, and that's where the episode's going to end. And honestly, I can't wait for that. Whether it happens in 4, 5, 6, I'm ready for it, and the conflict leading up to it is hopefully going to blow our minds. Overall, I really enjoyed episode 3. I was really iffy on it on the first watch. I went back and watched it a second time, and it really made a lot more sense to me. It flowed pretty well. Yes, it was short, but it covered a lot of things that an episode 3 should cover before we get to the big climax that takes us to the rising action, the falling action, you understand. So overall, episode 3 was very good, a nice episode 3. I'd give it a solid 8.5 to 9 out of 10, and I'm very excited for episode 4 next week. You know I'll be covering it here on this channel. Tell me what you thought of episode 3 down in the comments, and make sure to leave a like on this video, and definitely subscribe to the channel for more content regarding Ahsoka, speculation and rumors on the show, as well as news and rumors about other Star Wars shows and upcoming movies. Thank you so much for watching, and have a great day.